long overdue video, I know. So this video is going to kind of cover the results of the elimination diet that I did. It's going to go, and then after that, I'm going to go into kind of what I'm doing now, what my plans are, kind of the future, you want to say. So, starting with the elimination diet. I finished the elimination diet, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks ago. So that was after I finished all of the reintroductions and everything like that. So the biggest thing that I learned of like trigger foods or things like that, lactose, which is milk sugar. I think that tends to irritate my stomach a little bit. It's not crazy, like I don't get really sick or extremely bloated, but I do get bloated when I have it. So I found that when I had like a big cup of yogurt at the end of the day, or if I had whey protein that had lactose in it, I would definitely get a little bit more bloated and stomach irritation. Nothing that I can't is too uncomfortable, but it's not the best thing, so I try to avoid it. But if I really wanted to have milk, I would have milk, and I just know what would happen afterwards. The other biggest thing that I kind of took away was I kind of think I was over-proteining it. That's not a word, but I'm going to use it anyway. Over-proteining it. I'm 5'2", and at some points I was eating over 200 grams of protein, which is a lot. It kind of the bodybuilder in me was just like protein. If all else fails, if you're hungry, instead of having carbs or fat, just have protein. It's fine. There's no harm in having too much protein. That, and I really like protein. Like I like it. So it was always a thing that I would always grab towards. So I've definitely decreased my protein. Right now I'm eating around 140 grams or so. It may go up. I might try to add some more just because I've been working out so much and I need a little bit more for that protein synthesis. But that's that. The other thing that I kind of, in general, I took away was I need to focus making sure that I get plenty of fiber. So things like vegetables, whole grains, mainly vegetables for me, because I love vegetables and I love fruit and stuff like that. And then whole grains, oats, and then things like seeds like chia seeds or flaxseed, which are also super high in fiber. And then I also learned the biggest thing mentally for me is that carbohydrates are okay. I think I've talked about this in past videos. When I took just a single day of the elimination diet that I tracked, I was eating like 200 grams of carbs, which I had never done before. And I lost weight and then maintained it throughout the 6 to 7 weeks that I was doing the elimination diet. And that was with maybe 50 to 80 grams of protein and then over 200 grams of carbs. And then I don't know where my fats were, somewhere. I used a lot of coconut oil, so it could have been pretty high. And I obviously didn't gain any weight. I lost weight and then I maintained. So that was kind of cool to see that my body isn't carbohydrate intolerant or whatever you want to say, which I think a lot of people think they may be, but just because they've been underutilizing the carbohydrates. So I'm not as scared of eating too many carbs now, and I'm going to gain crazy weight, which is, I think, a lot of people have that fear just because of what generally is out via the internet, society, things like that, like go low carb, it's fine, that's how you're going to lose weight. But really, carbs are super important, especially for someone who's athletic and works out a lot. They're a pretty important macronutrient, so don't be scared of carbs. Just use them correctly and don't have cake as your carb all the time. You can have sometimes, just not all the time. So that's kind of my elimination diet. So during the elimination diet, I cut out all caffeine. I have brought caffeine back into my life, but I'm trying to manage my caffeine. So I have some caffeine. I kind of have like not coffee, but kind of like not a fat burner, but kind of an awake formula kind of a thing. So it has caffeine in it, it has some vitamins, and I kind of have it in the morning. Helps me focus, get me ready for my morning workout. I have that in the morning, and then I'm trying to, after that, not really have any more caffeine the rest of the day. Every once in a while, maybe like once or twice a week, I'll have some coffee later on in the day, because one, I'm tired, or two, I just really want some coffee, because you guys know how much I missed coffee. It's been nice to have it back in my life. I definitely miss just having the taste of coffee. And then also I've took away pretty much all artificial sweeteners when I was doing the elimination diet, and I've tried to stick to that as well. The only time now that I'm using artificial sweeteners is if I am having coffee and I really want a little bit of cinnamon. I'm sticking to just stevia, so I'm taking out all Splendas and things like that, just stevia. And or if I have the Crazy Richards powdered peanut butter and has no sweetener in it, it's pretty like when you use it, there's no sugar, no sweetener. It's just very dry peanut flavor, so I add a little bit to that if I'm using it as like a topping on something and I want it to be a little bit sweeter. So I'll add a couple drops of stevia to that. But that's it, which is, if you know me at all, you know I used to have like Splenda in my car because I would put it on everything. I like to make like sweet savory dishes and anything, and so I have cut that back so much, which is great. So that's it with elimination diet. Next, what am I doing now? So let's start with what am I doing nutrition diet wise. After the elimination diet, I was kind of like, okay, where do I go now? Like, what do I do? I don't even know. Like, I don't have a coach anymore. I'm trying to do things on my own, like things that I've learned from my education and trying to like experience it, trying to put it together and use myself as a self-experiment. But I still was a little bit lost. So I have signed up for the Avatar Nutrition Program. I will link it below so you guys can look at it. It's a program created by Lane Norton and some others, if you know who that is. He is awesome. He's a big, I want to say like big figure in the fitness, health industry. He's a PhD. He's very intelligent, much science-based. It's science, which I love. So Avatar Nutrition is kind of if it fits in your macros style nutrition program. What you do is you go online, you sign up. It's $10 a month, which is, to me, was the biggest draw, because having a coach is super expensive. This is kind of like having a coach. So it's $10 a month. You enter in all your information, your height, age, weight, body fat percentage, your activity level, your body type, all the things. Then you pick your goal: fat loss, muscle gain, or reverse dieting. And there's a couple other little questions you put in there, and then what it does, it uses little algorithms or formulas that has been created specifically for the program, and you get your numbers, your macronutrient numbers. So you'll get your calorie requirement, protein, fat, carbohydrate requirement, and then a minimum fiber requirement. And then it's just if it fits in your macros style way of eating. So I know that if it fits in your macros, can get a bad rap because you have a lot of people that are eating Pop-Tarts and things like that, which, I mean, is cool, but then everyone's like, well, how can that be healthy, eating Pop-Tarts all the time? Well, that's why the fiber requirement is there, because you have to make sure you get in your fiber as well as the rest of your calories, and it's hard to get all your fiber if you're just eating Pop-Tarts. So you're obviously going to have to eat things that are more nutrient dense, things like vegetables, whole grains, lean meat, stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing right now. I've been doing it for about 3 weeks. I actually haven't lost any weight yet, which can be a bummer. However, my body fat percentage from the way I've recorded it, which isn't like a legit test, it's just measurements, then calculations based via that, I have gone down on my body fat percentage but stayed the same in my weight, which is a positive, which means I'm losing some fat. I just may not be losing weight, so that's positive. Trying to be positive with that. So I will kind of keep you updated on that, probably a couple times a month, post a video or write a blog post about what that or how I'm doing on that. My goals are mainly, I really would like to, I hate to go by scale numbers, but it is what it is. I would like to lose 15 to 20 pounds, get me back to closer to where I was when I'm on stage or leaner. I just feel much more confident. And being lighter will also help with my athletic performance. Having less weight to do a pull-up with or having less weight to move is a lot more of an advantage when you're doing athletic activities. So I would like to lose weight, 1, for aesthetics, 2, for athletic performance, and 3, I've been having a lot of knee pain, back pain, shoulder pain, and having less weight to carry will also help with that as well. So those are like my kind of reasons for wanting to lose that weight. So when it comes to my training now versus like a year ago is so different. Since I've, as I said before, I've taken the year off from competing. I do want to go back to competing next year for 2017, but right now, kind of just floating around. So, I've been doing CrossFit, which as a bodybuilder is, kind of weird, but I love it actually. I'm doing CrossFit about 5 days a week at CrossFit West Nashville in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's very challenging, it's frustrating, but it's really fun because I'm so competitive, and it makes me feel like an athlete again. When I used to play sports, you have that feeling when you're using your whole body, you get like the cardio, you sweat a lot, you can get it competitive, and it's been really good. It's also been super humbling because there are plenty of females in there that are so much stronger than me, and I'm not the strongest one there, and I'm not the most athletic one there, which at times is really annoying because I want to be the best at everything I do, just the way that I am, but is also pretty cool to see girls that are smaller than me, bigger than me, thinner than me, like anything, and they're stronger than me, which just means that it doesn't really matter what you look like on the outside. You can be one strong badass in the gym, and it doesn't, like, you can't tell by the outside, like, so it doesn't matter if you don't feel like you look the best, but you're strong, like, that's impressive. Don't worry about what you look like. If you're strong, I think being strong is so much more important than looking strong. Like, if you look strong, great, but you better also be strong. I'd much rather be strong and not look it than look strong and not be it. That's just my opinion. So I've been doing CrossFit 5 days a week. I like it. It's fun and it's challenging. It's a whole different kind of thing to kind of mix it up. In addition to that, I'm still doing my bodybuilding style training about 5 days a week also. Hitting legs twice a week. Then I'm hitting arms and chest also. And then I haven't been doing as much back and shoulders. One, I've been trying back. I work my back so much during CrossFit that I don't really want to overwork it. And so I haven't been doing as much because I'm so sore a lot of times in my back or my lats that I just don't want to train back. And then shoulders, I do it here and there, but I've been having a lot of shoulder pain in my shoulders. So I've been trying to minimize that outside of CrossFit because you use your shoulders a lot in CrossFit also. So I do that not as much. So I'm doing my bodybuilder style training about 5 days a week. It kind of just depends. And then cardio, so I'm doing additional cardio outside of CrossFit, and I know it's high intensity and it should be enough, but I just training for 2 to 3 hours every day for 3 years straight. The mentality, I just don't feel like I get enough of a workout when I'm only working out for like 30 or so minutes, a high intensity for 30 or so minutes. I still do, we lift also, but it's not that high intensity sweat inducing kind of work. So I'm doing cardio right now. I'm doing like 7 days a week, and I'm doing 30 to 40 minutes every day, which in my head I know is probably too much. And the fact that I'm doing that much cardio and still not really seeing the weight change is a little bit concerning to me. But I'm just gonna kind of try to stay with that for now, and then my goal is to eventually taper cardio off to, I don't know, 3 to 4 days a week, maybe like a half an hour. But right now it's just kind of what I'm doing. And because I'm my own experiment, and I know everyone, you guys probably can tell me that I'm probably doing too much cardio with the addition of bodybuilding and CrossFit, that I'm probably doing too much, but this is what I'm going to do and just see what happens. So that's kind of like my training for now. And then, so I told you about what I'm doing nutrition wise, told you what I'm doing about training wise, and then so I want to give you kind of a big picture of my goals. My goal is by December to have lost that 15 to 20 pounds, which is a lot, and I'm not set on that because it's much more of how I look and feel, but I want to be able to feel comfortable in my skin again. I have not felt comfortable in my skin in the past, in like over the last like 3 to 4 months. It's just been, I I don't know, I just, for, you know, this is the competitor mentality that happens to so many people, you know, I kind of tied myself to the image of myself on stage, that I kind of created that image as like, that's who I am, that's my identity. And now that I'm not that person, and I'm like, I haven't been that person in a long time, I don't have you can't see my muscles. And like, that's one of the things I loved. It's been really hard to feel good about myself. I've stayed steady at this weight now for a while, and so part of me is just trying to be happy with where I am. I know I never want to be satisfied. I always want to keep working to better myself, but I also have to be okay with where I am right now. So I'm trying. It's not an easy feat, and it's by any means not like quickly gonna happen, but I'm trying to be okay with where I am now. I want to get better and I want to improve my physique, but I also need to be happy, and I need to be happy with where I am no matter where my physique is. So that's my biggest goal by the end of the year, is no matter where I am, whether I've lost weight or not, whether I've improved my strength, whether I've like increased my muscle mass, no matter what, I want to say at the end of the year that I am happy and proud of my physique, whatever that is. That's my main goal. Other goals that are not physique driven, I would like to be able to do some I would like to be able to clean properly a decent weight. I don't even know what that would be for me, but I want to be able to do it correctly. It's a hard lift. I want to be able to snatch well. I would like to also I really want to be able to do a muscle up. Like, I think that's the coolest thing ever. I want to be able to do it. So that's gonna take a lot of work too. So those are like some kind of athletic goals that I have. That's it for right now, I guess. It's kind of where I am. If you have any questions, just post below. I'll answer any questions I have. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Snapchat. That's pretty much that. Other news, kind of cool, I got into University of Alabama at Birmingham grad school for exercise physiology, and I'm starting that in August. So mix that in with everything else that I want to do, and we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm going to try to make videos every 2 weeks or so. So let me know what you want to know. If you have any questions, just comment below, and then subscribe. Alright guys, I'll talk to you later. Peace out.